Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Sunday evening? We've got a lot to be excited about tonight. Some stuff to be to celebrate. It's a fun night to do a show. I was at a family barbecue like 15 minutes ago. Rushed home to do this show, and then I got to go back to the family barbecue. But was so excited about last night's game and everything. I just definitely wanted to talk with you guys and share some of the excitement tonight. Tonight, I am flying solo. Uncle Ed had so much fun celebrating and enjoying his time at Chase Stadium yesterday that he is now under the weather. He is now sick from partying too hard with the victory in the Eastern Conference Finals. So Uncle Ed is out today. So we're flying solo. So definitely we'll be leaning quite a bit on your chats. So get active in the chats. It's just you and me. Let's have some fun celebrating, talking about MLS Cup final. Can you believe that we are going to have the MLS Cup final in our backyard? I have not been able to wipe a smile off my face since yesterday, so it's exciting. It's super exciting to just think that we're going to host the final here. I mean, just when you think about and we're going to get to it in just a minute. Let's just wait a second. But first, let's say thank you to our sponsor, Caneswear. Let's go to Caneswear to prepare yourself for the MLS Cup final. You need to get all the best gear in South Florida, so you need to go to Caneswear. Caneswear is located in Davie, Florida, just south of 595 on University Drive. If Caneswear is too far for you to drive, go to Caneswear.com. All orders over $99 ship for free. If you're someone like, I don't know, let's say you live in Atlanta and you're tired of your team in Atlanta because they just haven't been good enough, and you want to latch yourself on to really the team that you love the most, you could go to Caneswear.com and get your orders shipped directly to Atlanta. I'm talking to one particular person that I see in the chat. Anyways, let's have some fun. So obviously, and let's say hi to you guys in the chat first, real quick. Let's go with Kevin Gonzalez saying 6 weeks ago, I said it. I predicted it. I told you so. Home for the grand final, and I'm hoping to get a ticket in tomorrow's pre-sale. Emphasis on the word hope. Okay, we're going to talk about that. We got to talk about that. B. King saying that in 1974, he attended the Miami Tourists final in the Orange Bowl. In 1980, attended the Cosmos versus Strikers in D.C. final. This weekend, hopefully, Inter Miami delivers the trophy. More excitement. Louis Rodriguez here as well. Next Saturday, going to the Nobel Prize MLS Cup. Hopefully, you can go. Hopefully, everybody gets the tickets that they're hoping for. Mr. Crab says, I'm watching two streams at the same time. This and Battered Herons. All right, good job. Anu Weissman. I was talking to Anu when I was talking about buying some Inter Miami gear coming in from Atlanta. And then One World, One Goal is here as well. So anybody else that jumps in the chat, let's get talking. As always, we have the voicemail as well. If you want to call, 786-474-4435. We have two voicemails, it looks like, in the queue already. Here's Anu. Anu saying, "You'll never see me wearing pink." Hey, Anu, real men wear pink. See, Anu, we were teasing him when he was here last that he secretly loves Inter Miami. I mean, he loves South Florida. He loves it. He acknowledges that Atlanta sucks. I'm just joking. He loves Atlanta. Let's see. Hope Ash Windus is saying, I'm hoping to get tickets, planning to fly in from Boston. Yeah. So let's just talk about first last night and just the excitement. Then we'll get into a little bit on the tickets. I'll actually pull up. Let me actually find the email that I have. Okay. And I'll move that to the side. So it is crazy, again, what One World is referencing. Oh, Julio Enriquez is here, one of our members. And if you want to join the channel, just click that join button right next to wherever you're looking at. There's a join button. Just click that. Become a member. It helps the channel. Chris Arjuna, everybody's favorite photographer, is checking in now. So I think it was weird. Ed had asked me, or maybe it was Julio. We were tailgating, hanging out for a couple hours before the game, having a few beverages, and I think it was Julio that asked me, my friend Julio, that asked, "Does this game feel any different?" And at that point, sitting in the parking lot on a random, Saturday, it didn't feel any different. It felt like a regular game, even though we are going into the finals, right, of the Eastern Conference. It didn't feel anything out of the ordinary. Nothing out of the ordinary in the stadium. All the same normal, stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary until about second half, right? Because even in the first half, if you watch the game day vlog, we were up 2-1, and it felt a little shaky at times, right? So, not shaky, but you're scared at 2-1. You're still scared at 2-1, right? But in that second half, when we started running away with it, it started to hit. It started to hit that we're really seeing something special here, not just because of this game, but because this team is going to the final. Something that some of us that have been down here for a long time, if you're old, right? If you're old and you've lived in South Florida a long time, something that you can't help but get super excited about. We've seen so many teams come and go. The Fort Lauderdale Strikers have come and gone several times. It would not shock me if the Fort Lauderdale Strikers made a comeback someday, right? If there was a 2030 version of the Fort Lauderdale, it would not shock me. But we've seen them come and go. We've seen the Gatos. We've seen the Toros. I think it was mentioned earlier by B. King. And B. King's old. He's older than me. And then we saw the Fusion come and go. We saw the Fusion, our beloved Miami Fusion, that won the Supporter Shield, right? And then lost in the playoffs, and then disbanded. So to feel like this is really happening, that we are going to the MLS Cup Finals, felt amazing. It felt so good and the stadium atmosphere. Anybody that was in the stadium, chat, let us know what you thought, your feelings inside the stadium. It was electric. It was electric. And if you didn't see it, check out our game day vlog, where we did do something a little bit different. I don't even know if anybody will notice it, but generally speaking, if Ed does the game day vlog, he just uses his iPhone camera and microphone. Just lo-fi, easy, right? If I do it, I'm a gadget guy, so I use a portable microphone, right? So my audio is a little bit better. But we stepped it up a little bit, and me and Ed were both wearing portable microphones. So you hear us kind of doing our normal talking that we would normally do during a game, our little bit of nonsense, and I think it translated fairly well. I think it was a pretty fun video. So if you did not get to go to the game, and it's not even about a lot of that vlog is highlights, but it's really just getting that game day atmosphere, because it was special. It was so special, and it was crazy. So okay, we're gonna get into tickets in a minute. It looks like there's more people really want to talk about more about the tickets. It's looking like. Well, we're gonna get to that. So let's put up the ticker, because the ticker actually helps me sometimes remember what to talk about. We're facing Vancouver in the final. Vancouver, we have not beat this year. So, and we talk about it a little bit in the vlog, that I think me and Ed both wanted San Diego. Felt like we, a little more confident going into the final against San Diego. Vancouver has definitely had our number this year. But having said that, we're a different team right now. With Suarez coming off the bench, Allende being the star that, we thought he could be. And I saw some people posting on Twitter about asking for like an apology letter or whatever for Allende. No apologies here. No apologies from me. Allende had an up and down year. Allende started strong, dipped. Even still, during his dip, scored quite a few goals. But there are so many that he left on the table. There are so many goals that he could have scored that he left on the table, and that kind of bugged us a lot. But now, at the tail end of the season, going into the playoffs, he is the player we always thought he could be. Now, some of that you wonder, is it tactics? Is it what is it? But he's definitely a different player. Julio saying that yes, Peter, the audio definitely was a lot better on the game day vlog. Thanks. Glad you noticed. Glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, like I said, the both of us kind of bantering a little bit, just having fun. Ed saying his silly, words, me saying stupid stuff. It was fun. We'll do that again for the MLS Cup final. I'm gonna try to film that in 4K though, and see how that goes. So as Caesar says, another one of our members. Hey, peeps, one more step. Wasn't that the T-shirt that Jorge Mas was holding up? The T-shirt was something about one more step. Something like that. All right, let's get to, I think, what, it seems like you guys in the chat wanted to talk a little bit about tickets. So let's talk about some tickets. Where is the email? Let me double click on that and make it bigger. So this is the email that they sent out to, let's see if I can do this. All right, give me a second, guys. Doing this on the fly. It is going to be mail, and we're going to show this email. Boom. And then we're going to get rid of Ed. There we go. And maybe we can even blow this up a little bit. So this is the email that we're getting for season ticket holders. So the question has been, how do we get over? How do we get tickets? So me and Ed, for example, opted in for the playoffs. So basically, whether we liked it or not, we got billed. Like if you wanted to go to the first playoff game, but you didn't want to go to the third playoff game, it didn't matter. You were billed for it, right? Because we opted in. And that's not the case. And I was hoping that would be the case. I was hoping with the MLS Cup, we would have something similar to what they do for Leagues Cup, which is like the first right of refusal. That's what I was hoping for, first right of refusal for your seats. That is not the case here. So those of us that are season ticket holders do get to open up the ordering tomorrow at if you are a premium member, it opens up for you at 10 a.m. I am not a premium member. We're a general member. So for me, it's going to open up at 1 p.m. So I did see somebody in the chat Julio mentioning that my wife was going to buy me a ticket for the final in the supporter section. They are $600. That's crazy. That's not true. Just let's be clear, Julio. Not accurate yet, because tickets are not on sale yet. What you're seeing, to the best of my knowledge, what you're seeing is our predictions from the secondary market. Tickets have not gone on sale yet. So after the season ticket member pre-sale that is happening tomorrow, it will then go on sale for the general public on Tuesday. And that is when, Julio, you can go in and get your ticket potentially. And as I understand, every season ticket holder, this is the crazy part, every season ticket holder is able to buy up to 6 tickets. That is the crazy part. That's actually that is the one thing I do not like. So the way they did it for the Leagues Cup was if I had two, not this year, but the previous year, because this year it was another opt-in situation, right? But the first year of the Leagues Cup, you did not get your seats per se. But you did get a chance to pick seats, right? And pay for whatever the price was. And that was the first year Messi. It was super expensive. So what they did was if I had two season tickets, I have two season tickets. If I had two season tickets, I was allowed to buy two League Cup tickets. And that was it. Just two. You were able to buy the amount of season tickets you have. That is not the case for MLS Cup, which makes it a little tricky because you potentially you could have premium members buying. Let's say I'm a premium member and I have one ticket. I go by myself. I have one premium ticket. I potentially could buy 6 and sell off the other 5 on the secondary market. Don't like that. And so by the time that I come around at 1 p.m., some of the tickets that I may want may potentially be gone because premium people bought their max number. So in theory, I could do the same thing. I could buy 6 tickets, but I'm not going to. What I'm going to do, because I want to sit with my 2 buddies, I'm going to buy 3 tickets, and then they'll give me the money, right? And because otherwise, if Ed jumps into the season ticket holder, lottery system, basically, if you log in at 1 p.m. with the URL and the password that they're going to provide, he's not guaranteed to sit next to me. And we like to sit together, right? We're friends. We want to sit together. So we're not necessarily sitting next to each other. So that's why I think the best plan of action. And all day today, we're trying to come up with strategy, trying to come up with plans of action of how we're going to really do this. So our plan of action, and if anybody else has a better plan of action, let me know, because this is just what we've come up with, is that I will log in at 1 p.m. because I'm working from home. I'm at my computer all day. I will log in at 1 p.m. and try to buy 3 tickets for us. And that'll be it. So Caesar is asking, so as a season ticket member, I could buy tomorrow. Yes, you are a season ticket holder in the supporter section, Julio. You can buy it tomorrow at 1 p.m. You should have received this email. And look, for years, I've been complaining on this channel that I don't get the Inter Miami season ticket member emails. Hallelujah, I finally get them. They finally figured out how to send them to me. I am finally getting them. So you should have gotten this email. And if you have not, reach out to your ticket rep, which is what I always did when I didn't get these emails. I always reached out to my ticket rep. I reached out to Teddy Minogue, and he would help me out. Anu is saying that Uncle Ed should log in too to see who gets in first. We are thinking about that for sure. Kata is saying that yesterday is spent money and bought some tickets already on Game Time. Huh? I don't understand that. You can't buy tickets on Game Time for something that's not on sale. Explain that to me, Kata. I don't understand how you can buy tickets to something that's not on sale yet. We can even go to, let's say he said Game Time. Oops. I can go to Game Time. Where is this? Let's move this over here. Let's go, I don't know, MLS. How do you search for it? MLS Cup? Yep, there he goes. So I don't think, yeah, I see what you're saying. There are tickets here. I don't know how this is possible. This has got to be based on predictions. That's what I had heard before in some other sites. I don't understand how this is possible if they're not on sale yet, other than, hey, I'm predicting this is the value of them. But it does say here Saturday. Let's see. Let's see if I wanted to. Let's just go. I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna go big. I'm gonna buy 2 tickets at 3,214 each. We'll use. I'm not creating an email, so forget it. I guess I'm not doing this. But Kata, I'm curious. How are you buying tickets for a game that has not gone on sale yet? That's what I'm trying to get at. I am not sure how you got that, because Kata is saying Game Time hasn't let me down in 2 years. No, I know people that use it. I just don't understand a situation where you could buy a ticket for something that isn't for sale. Because again, this is the pre-sale. This is the pre-sale. The pre-sale is before it goes on sale for Game Time, right? So I don't understand how. Again, I don't. Somebody has said in the chat you got scammed. I don't know. I know Game Time is a reputable site. I've used a couple of those. I've used, what's that one that starts with a V? I've used one. I forgot the name of it. Not Venmo, but it's something like that. I forgot the name of it. We're not even sure what the ticket prices are going to be. So I Googled a little bit. We're thinking with a season, with where our seats are, maybe they're around $300. I don't know, but we'll see. These prices that you're seeing on Game Time are truly ridiculous. Let's see. Okay, just for argument's sake, I sit in this section. This is right here. This is me. So they're saying, according to Game Time, basically my seats, I sit in row 34. This said row 34, and it's saying it's $841. I mean, that's secondary market. Remember that. That is secondary market. So I don't know. I don't know how you could buy tickets for something that's not on sale. It's going on sale first. This is the whole point of this, is it's going on sale first to your season ticket holders. And then it'll go on sale to the public. Ash is saying, so general sale on Tuesday will almost be impossible to get. I would agree. I would say so, because what's going to happen is you're going to have people that are season ticket holders that are going to buy 6 tickets, even though they don't need 6 tickets, and they're going to resell them. That is definitely going to happen. Like I said, I'm not doing that, even though I think, oh, wow, look, I can make some money. It would be smart to do that. But that's just not how I'm wired. I don't know. I mean, a quick buck is good. It'd be nice to make an extra, $600, $700, $800. That'd be great. Everybody could use it, especially this time of year. But I'm just not wired that way. I'm just not. I need 3 tickets. I'll buy 3 tickets, and that's it. So I saw some conversation here in the chat. Here, Louis mentioned this earlier. Let's go back to this camera. Louis mentioned this before. Some people say they should move the final to the Hard Rock Stadium. I get it. And I saw the tweets too. And the tweets were basically saying something to the effect that, hey, the University of Miami season is over. They might as well use the stadium. Right? And it makes sense in that you want to sell more tickets. You want to make it a bigger event. There's a couple problems with this that I have, at least. One problem that is period, just a problem. So Stephen Ross is a owner of a sports promotion company called Relevant something or other. I forgot the name. Relevant something. And they've had battles with MLS. They've specifically had battles with some Soccer United marketing over being able to market soccer in South Florida. Relevant Sports is the name of it. And they used to have the tournament, the Intercontinental Champions Cup, I think it was ICC. And so they've had big tournaments at Hard Rock. But they battled over rights with Soccer United Marketing, which is owned by MLS, and they've gone to war a little bit with MLS. So just based on that alone, there is a big dislike between MLS and Relevant Sports. I don't see ever a situation where MLS game is hosted at Hard Rock while Steve Ross is the owner. Just don't see it happening. Would it be cool? Sure. In that it's a bigger stadium, more seats, all that kind of stuff. Make a lot of money. The other reason I personally don't like it, and then we're going to get to the voicemail. The other reason I don't like it is we lose that home field advantage. It is basically a neutral site. Sure, the players don't have to travel as far. So it's not really neutral in the fact that they can still, sleep in their beds, right? They're not sleeping in a hotel. But there's an intimacy at Chase Stadium that you lose. And that intimacy you could look at it as an advantage that they've had this year, and why would you want to take them out of that? You also want to, just reward them for, it feels like it needs to be at Chase, and that is where it's going to be. But if it was all about the Benjamins, if it was only about the money, and for the most part, MLS is about the money. If it was only about the money, look, if they moved it to Hard Rock, that would tell you that it's all about the money. Right now, Kata is saying as far as moving it, Jorge Mas won't want to share revenue money. It's not just Jorge Mas. This is an MLS event, different than the regular season. That's why the whole thing with buying our tickets for the MLS Cup final is different. What we were hoping for was an opt-in program, the same thing that they've done with Leagues Cup this year, and they've done with they did that with the CONCACAF Champions Cup, and they've done that with the playoffs. Is this opt-in? So I was hoping that you would opt in, and that means I would retain my 2 seats in my section where I'm currently sitting, and of course it'd be a little more expensive, but I expect that. But it's not. It is an MLS event, and they run it differently. And it actually says that in here. If we go back to this, it says here, as the Audi MLS Cup final is operated exclusively by MLS, the seating and ticket inventory are controlled by the league. As a result, season ticket members are unable to secure their exact regular season seats. MLS has allocated a limited inventory to each group, and all members will have access during their assigned pre-sale window, Monday, December 1st. So it's an MLS event. Now, of course, I'm assuming I'm getting tickets. I mean, I'm hoping it works out, right? I mean, look, I was able to get my daughter some Taylor Swift tickets when it was impossible, so I'm hoping for the best that we'll be able to get the tickets that we want. Louis is saying that prices could increase for this final. I expect them to increase. So, just so you know, the Eastern Conference final ticket was $100. Yeah, I think it was $100. My ticket was $100. So, I mean, you're giving the season ticket holders a bit of a discount. I think no matter what, you're going to get it. I think the season ticket holders are going to get it for a cheaper price. At least they should get it a cheaper price than the general public, because you're rewarding the people that have been to every game. So if that ticket was $100, I mean, what is it? Double, maybe triple? I can't imagine my seat being more than $300 for the season ticket members. Now, I understand the secondary market, that probably goes up to 800, but I can't imagine it being more than 300. I could be wrong. Looking at chat. All right, let's go to some voicemails. Let's go. I'm not going to play the audio thing or anything, but let's just listen to some voicemails.
This is Ted from Coconut, Florida, and I've got a few things to say about the Inter-Miami game last night. I think for a while now we've known that Messi is better than Cristiano Ronaldo. So I put Messi number 1 on my list. But number 2, I think Tadeo Allende is now better than Cristiano Ronaldo also. Tadeo Allende with 3 goals, 3 golazos yesterday. Let's not forget about Maxi Falcone on defense, playing his heart out every game. Everyone, just a beautiful experience. Glad we finally get the taste out of my mouth of that 2001 Miami Fusion loss in the conference semifinal. Conference final. No, wait, they're playing San Jose. They weren't in our conference. The semifinal. You know what I'm talking about. 2001, we lost to San Jose at the same juncture. Anyway, next week, the last game in Broward County for MLS, and I'm sad about it. I'll probably never get to go to a game when they move to Miami. I'm a little bit afraid of Miami, to be honest with you. I've never been there. It looks weird.
Liar.
I don't know. I'm happy here in Broward. I would just wish they would keep a team here too. Maybe we could start a team.
So I got to listen to that kind of sarcasm or whatever for the entire game. Uncle Ted Sikowski, whatever you want to call him, was sitting with us for the MLS Eastern Conference Finals. So he got to take it in. So that was one of the things we kept talking about was, will this be the last time we see this stadium, right? And so obviously we get one more time to see the stadium. Conversations in the chat. Claudio saying Allende needs to step up again once more. Yes, he does. Hey, look, the team, one of the things I wanted to talk about a little bit, and we've bounced around a lot because I saw the conversation in the chat was going towards tickets, so I wanted to go there. But the team has changed dramatically with Suarez being on the bench, and Allende has stepped up and he shined. I would expect nothing else. I would expect for him to continue more of the same. We'll get to another voicemail in a minute. Esteban Mejia is saying, Peter, I'm curious about the story of Futbol Miami TV's exclusive new stadium tour last week. We got some video that I shared. That's really all there is to it, Esteban. No secret. We did not get let into the stadium. That did not happen, even if it looked like that. So we some video was shared with us. We put it up. So not, and it did say I did put in the description exclusive because no one else was putting it up, but everybody else had the opportunity to put it up, but we did. So, all right, next voicemail. Here we go.
Hey, Peter, Uncle Ed. This is a new Wiseman from Atlanta. I'd like to say congratulations on winning the Eastern Conference Final. I know that this has been such a long time in the making for the both of you, especially since the days of when you lost the Fusion and try to make your way to get South Florida back into MLS. I'm hoping the best for you this Saturday, and maybe hopefully you get to end your legacy as Lockhart with a bang. All right.
That's what I want. That's what I want more than anything. Yes, I want Inter Miami to win a cup, but I want it this year because a big part of it is what Anu just said, is that legacy of Lockhart. And look, Anu's in Atlanta, and he calls it Lockhart because of us. because we call it Lockhart, because it's still Lockhart. And if you didn't know, and I know this for a fact, that the pipes underneath Chase Stadium are stamped with the wording Lockhart. It's forever Lockhart. It is the pipes. If you watch our construction videos back then, they're still on the site. You want to check out, if you want to see the progress of Chase Stadium, we did that. And you will see that the piping that is underground is labeled Lockhart because they didn't have a name for the stadium yet, so they still stuck with Lockhart. So I want to send out Lockhart in grand fashion with a championship final, hoisting that trophy. They already got a stage there. The stage is there from this weekend. Stage is ready. They got the pink confetti already because they used it this week. They didn't use it up. They got more. They got more. You know, the pink confetti's ready to go. We're ready to hoist another trophy. One more voicemail, and then I got some thoughts on something.
Hey, Peter and Uncle Ed, you're not there, but you're there in spirit, and the videos are great. It was great to see Uncle Ted and Julito, our favorite, my dear son of 17, always catches a little of the video to see you guys, and he's like, oh, there's Julio. So, listen, my friends, what a great game. That was pretty exciting. This is Italia, one world, one goal, if you haven't figured that out yet. And Peter flying solo is fine. He can do the whole thing. I did go over to Battered Herons, and Chris did the whole thing for an hour and a half yesterday. We need a mashup of, like, the four of you guys one time. Or even just Chris and Peter would be, like, totally entertaining. Don't tell Danny or Ed I said that. But anywho, the folks at Battered Herons. So anywho, what a game. Allende, man. Oh, man. We got to take back everything bad we ever said about the guy. Hat trick and everything. And, of course, I was nostalgic for Fusion days. It, like, literally seems like yesterday. 2001, we won the Eastern Coast Championship, Eastern Cup, or what do we call this thing? Whatever this thing is, Eastern Conference. That's what it is. No, I haven't even been drinking beer. Anywho, we all went in the tent afterwards, and it was so much fun, and we celebrated, and I got a game worn, after, ceremony shirt that says 2001 Eastern Conference chair. I still have that shirt, so I have a player-worn shirt from the game on the field when they celebrated and all that. So very exciting. And then, most unfortunately, at the last second, there was like a whole red card thing, which, again, actually, believe it or not, the red card was rescinded on my number 17. And then it's a whole nother story we won't go into because we are celebrating this today, getting to the potential final goal, no pun intended, of the cup win. Woohoo! We want that parade down Biscayne Boulevard in front of the Freedom Tower. That's what it should be. Love you guys. Peace out.
All right, a lot there. That's a cool thing to have is that shirt. That'd be a cool thing. Parade. That's what which he mentioned that kind of stuck on me. Where do you do the championship parade this year? Let's say we win it and we beat Vancouver. And let's not kid ourselves. Vancouver is going to be a challenge. We have lost to Vancouver twice this year. Brian White was insane. He's back in form. He's healthy. But let's say we win it. Where do you have that parade? Because I could say, yes, the team is named Inter Miami. So Biscayne Bay, downtown, Freedom Tower, whatever, all that kind of stuff makes sense because the team is named Miami. But its current history is Fort Lauderdale. That parade for Inter Miami should be down A1A in front of the elbow room. Basically the same parade route probably that the Florida Panthers did. That parade belongs to Fort Lauderdale this year if they win it. Now, if they win it while they're playing at Miami Freedom Park, by all means, it belongs to Miami. This parade, if it happens, belongs to Fort Lauderdale. However, saying that, this ownership group is all Miami. They'll probably do it in Miami. But I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. It needs to be in Fort Lauderdale. This team currently lives in everything Fort Lauderdale. They practice in Fort Lauderdale. They play their games in Fort Lauderdale. Lockhart is in Fort Lauderdale, Chase Stadium, whatever you want to call it. Parade needs to be in Fort Lauderdale. I don't want to hear anything otherwise. I don't care how great it would be being near Freedom Tower. You know what? You want it near Freedom Tower? Win it at Miami Freedom Park. Parade has to happen in Fort Lauderdale. End of story. That's it. It's not. Tell me I'm wrong. I saw a question here. A couple questions here. Chukata was asking my video of the stadium. Was it a Michelle Kaufman or Franco contribution video for Freedom Park? No, it was from the team. But they were there. Michelle Kaufman and Franco did their own little thing because they were invited. We weren't. But we weren't invited mainly because, look, we don't put ourselves out there as media. I'm part of their media email list, so I get some things, but I don't get invited to things. So because we don't sit in the media box. We don't go to the post-game conferences. We don't go to the practices. We're not true media. We always on this channel wanted to be fans first because I've done some of the media stuff before with the lower levels, with Fort Lauderdale Strikers and Miami FC. And it's fine. It's cool because you get to go for free. It's cool because you get access to players. But I want to be a fan. I've wanted this team for so long that I want to be a fan. I don't want to sit in a press box where I'm not allowed to cheer and I'm not allowed to wear my gear. I have to be professional. I don't want that. I want to be a fan. I want to yell and scream and cheer. And so the payoff, the not payoff, but what we lose is that connection. We are not considered media. They don't invite us. And they, I guess, don't respect the non-traditional media, which is, us and like Battered Herons and all that other stuff, right? Unfortunately. I saw a question here from Nazar. How are you doing? I have a question. The players have a yellow card. Is it going to count for the final or is it not going to matter? It is not going to matter. While I saw that, I did a quick Google search and it basically says that MLS playoff cards do not carry over to MLS Cup. So it does not carry over. Claudio saying that just imagine this. Miami Freedom Park opening with a ring ceremony, MLS banner. We can dream. Yeah, the thing is, we might win it in Fort Lauderdale, but be awarded the, ring and banner and all that kind of stuff at Miami Freedom Park. Ed and I don't know how to say your name, is just getting here. Glad you're here. This is it. Kata's got it right. Kata's got it right. Parade route in Coconut Creek by BJ's and Walmart right there on 441. That's it. That's what we're talking about. 441 and Hillsborough Boulevard. That's where we want it. Very convenient for me if that was the case. Sports Shorts saying the parade, it would be in Miami, but I wish it would be in Fort Lauderdale. Look, you're probably right, Sports Shorts, but I think it's wrong. It has to be in Fort Lauderdale. Miami Sports is saying Fort Lauderdale. Oh, yeah, One World? How about that? Boat parade in Fort Lauderdale? Come on. Look, and if you want to put it on a boat, I mean, nobody's telling you can't go down the entire coast. You can't start in Fort Lauderdale and end in Miami, right? I mean, you could do that, couldn't you? I don't know. Going through some of the chats. User 82778 says, what will the stadium be used for after this season? Chase Stadium. Well, right away, it's going to be the home of the 2 team, so their reserve team. It'll be the home to that team. Now, granted, that team does not need those seats. Nobody goes. I went to 1 game. I wanted to go to more. I only went to 1. It is tough when you have a family and you're trying to balance things and stuff. But it'll be used for the 2 team. And then there's been long talk about an NWSL team. But look, and we've talked about this on this channel before, I would not expect an NWSL team before 2030. I'm not saying they won't do it, but 2030, which sounds forever. Man, when I think 2030, it sounds like a movie in the future, right? It's like I don't know, one of those sci-fi movies in the future. I can't think of anything, even though I'm a sci-fi fan. Can't think of anything right now. But the I lost my train of thought. Anyways. Kata says, hopefully NWSL. Oh, yeah, 2030. Thank you. That helped me get back on track. 2030. 2030 sounds like it's so far in advance, but it's really not that far in advance, just a few years away. But that's when the Miami Freedom Park will be completely done. And when I mean that the stadium itself will be done, obviously, before April 4th, before the first home game. But as far as the hotels and all, they won't start building the hotels in 2030. So it probably won't be done until 2031, 2032. But I would say the earliest you could see an NWSL team would be 2030. Just my guess. Oh, yeah, Mr. Krabs says, hold on the parade talks. We haven't won yet. You are right, but I mean, me and Ed, so far, like if you watch the game day vlog, we're feeling a little cocky. We're feeling a little sure of ourselves. Again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Vancouver is going to be easy. This is going to be a very challenging game. Messi versus Mueller. They've played before. They've got history. This is going to be an exciting game. Look, Messi, and we talked, Ed kept saying this in our game day vlog. Messi was kind of quiet in this last game, and we still won 5-1. And you could say, well, it's the Messi effect, the fact that he's on the field, people are looking at him, so that means other people are open. Sure. But by Messi standards, he had a quiet game. Now, against Vancouver, I don't know if we can afford a quiet game. He needs to be, on it, really in it. And I'm not saying he wasn't into it or anything this last game, but just for whatever reason, felt like a little bit of a quiet game from him. But I still feel confident. I am confident that we will come out as MLS Cup winners. I mean, we're obviously the favorite, and it could be a crashing failure. It's sports. Anything's possible. But, I feel pretty good about it. I feel pretty good. A super chat here from Caesar. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Where's Beckham? He's been missing lately. He better be here on Saturday. I don't know. He's always busy doing stuff. I see social media stuff. He's always somewhere doing something. He's got so many sponsorships and things. But he better be here on Saturday, right? I mean, I would expect it. He's going to be here. He was here recently. He was here a few weeks ago. I don't remember. I don't know if he was at the game, but he was definitely here for practice a few weeks ago. I remember seeing some pictures of him. Julio, back to the parade, saying that Fort Lauderdale deserves the parade. Miami will have plenty of parades after 2026. Agreed. Fort Lauderdale also deserves a parade for the sweetheart deal that they gave to Inter Miami. They basically gave them the land that Chase Stadium is sitting on, where the training facility is sitting on. So that person that was asking about what's going to happen to that stadium, like I mentioned, it's going to be the 2 team, but behind that stadium right now is the training facility. So that's where they're going to go to work Monday through Friday every single day. The team, players are most likely, I would assume, to still live near Fort Lauderdale, because what would you rather? Would you rather to live close to work that you're going Monday through Friday, or close to the place that you're going to play one day of the week on Miami? So I would assume that a lot of players, not all, but a lot of players, some players are going to want to move to Miami because it's sexier and all that kind of stuff. But I think what a lot of players would choose to live near Fort Lauderdale. So anyways, Fort Lauderdale gave Inter Miami a sweetheart deal. It was basic, if I remember correctly, it was like $1 for 50 year, or was it 90 year? 90? I'd have to go back and look at like my research. It was a lot of years. They've got that land they basically were given that land for a lot of years. And it's almost like paying back Fort Lauderdale, saying thank you to Fort Lauderdale by having the parade there. As far as Messi being kind of quiet, Louis says Messi saving some of that energy for the final. No doubt. No doubt. Nazar is asking the same question. We already answered this, Nazar. The yellow card will not carry over to the final game. They start fresh. Sports Short says we still need to build that park. Yeah, we do. And I thought about that when they start building that park. Should I do like construction videos on the park? Do people want to see construction videos on the park? I don't know. I mean, I feel like I almost should at least a couple times, at least a couple videos, because we covered that stadium. Again, if you have not watched those videos, it's really interesting to see the progress. We were there every week. In the very beginning, I didn't, but then once they really started seeing progress, we were there every single week. We got a golf cart tour of the construction site. It was really cool. So, I wonder if I should do a construction videos for that park, because that would be up to me, because Ed lives in Miami. So if there was construction videos, that would be up to me on doing that. Kata saying they should put a Caneswear on the side of Chase Stadium. Yeah, no doubt. Let's get more into the Inter Miami stuff with Caneswear. Julio, one of our members, is got to go early, and hopefully he'll get to see us at the final. Yes, hopefully you will. Have a great weekend. Thanks for everybody for jumping in on this Thanksgiving weekend. I forgot to even do the talk about Thanksgiving or anything. So much excitement surrounding this game and where we're going. I just cannot believe. Forgot to even show, like, look, we got this. Everybody saw it, but I don't know if you saw it up close. We got this. It's how can I show it? Let me see. All right, that's pretty cool, right? This was and what was really cool about it is they put these on every seat, so everybody was able to get them. And what I was worried about, they put them in their cup holders. What I was worried about was that people would steal them, but they didn't. Everybody's good. So this is a really cool memorial thing. I already did it. And it was expensive, but I bought the Eastern Conference Final hat. There's merch already. So I already bought the Eastern Conference Final hat. I had to. It ended up being, with shipping and everything, a $50 hat, but I don't know. I had to. So, all right. Last few minutes, we could get into some nerd talk. Kata's asking me a question. Peter, are you watching Welcome to Derry? No. I have never seen the movies, any of the It movies. I saw the old TV movie, and back in the 90s, I think it was. Saw that. So I haven't seen the movies for It, and so did not see those. So I'm not watching the show, and I've heard it's also very gory, and I'm not a horror guy. I don't like that type of thing. So no, I have not watched it. Another super chat here. Wow. Thank you, Caesar. $5 super chat saying, only if you get Uncle Ed to do it with Bob the Builder outfit. That's the construction video. Can we get Uncle Ed in a Bob the Builder outfit? I think I could get Ed in an outfit. Ed will be silly for views. If enough people watch the video, I think Ed will do something silly. I'm just saying. I think there's possibility of getting Ed to do something silly. Kata's saying Dairy is a prequel. Yeah, but I heard it's pretty gross. And so I'm not into gross. Having said that, I used to read a lot of Stephen King books back in the day, but I did never read it. I read Stand, Shining. I read a bunch of them. Misery. I'm a big reader, and so I read a lot of them. I never did read it though. And again, I heard that the Dairy. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kata. Is it like gross, like gory? I don't like gory. I'm too old for that. You know, when I was younger, I kind of liked that kind of thing. And then I became a parent. I didn't like it anymore. I didn't like gross and gory stuff anymore once I became a parent. So I don't know. One World saying your Strangers Things is big again. Oh, yeah, that show's back on. Yeah, I got to watch that one. That one I'll watch. I know it's already out, but I have not watched it yet. But I will watch it. Kata's asking more questions. Very active right now. Peter, World Cup draw on Friday. I'm excited. I'm more excited about Inter Miami. I have become more club over country. I think I will get excited after the draw as we start getting closer. And that's another thing. Look, how are we going to have a World Cup in our backyard and not go to the games? Talk about ticket prices. We're talking about ticket prices earlier with the MLS Cup. Talking about ticket prices, those World Cup ticket prices are insane. World Cup's going to be in my own backyard, and I don't think I'm going. I'm not paying thousands of dollars for a game. I'm not doing that. I will watch it at my house. I'll watch it at a friend's house, and that's it. I want to go. How am I? I did not go in 1994 when it was here. I did go to the parties though. I went to the parties in Orlando, and they were in the streets of Orlando. It was great. But I missed it back then, and that was too expensive for me then in my life because I was young, 20-something. Now it's out of control. Like, sure, I could maybe put it on a credit card and worry about it later, but I don't like to play like that. I don't really want to do that. So, Sports Short saying prices are insane. But we'll as we get close to the World Cup, I'm sure I will get excited. Kata saying I'll go to one game at least, but yeah, ticket prices and parking will be insane. Will you go to one game if it's $1,000 game though? And right now, the tickets that you were able to buy, you're buying based on games that you don't even know who's playing. So I mean, obviously, I want to wait because I want if I'm going to pay a bunch of money. Like, look. To me, this sounds crazy, but it's probably not. Because concert prices, sports prices have gone out of control. But for me, spent the most I think I could see myself spending, probably $500 or $600 a game. And that probably is not enough. It's probably not enough. I probably am not getting in the door for that. It's hard to, especially at this point in my life, it's hard to validate, say, $1,000 for a ticket. $500 seems insane to me, but I would do it. But no more than that. Man, that's too much. It's too much. Louis getting political here. I'm not going to put it up, but just saying that everything's expensive today. And I don't think it has anything to do with politics. I mean, some, but it was expensive before that. It was expensive before that. It's just times have changed. Concert prices have been expensive for years, no matter who's in charge of the country. Prices have been insane. They're just going nuts. Concerts, sporting events, all of it. It's getting out of control. So that's a whole nother conversation for another night. We were out of time. I got a barbecue. I got to go back and pick up my wife. She's still at the barbecue down the street. I got to go get her. I gotta wrap this up. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. This was a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging in with me. Your chats were amazing. I appreciate all the great conversation. And I can't wait for MLS Cup final. Tomorrow's going to be stressful trying to buy my tickets, but I feel confident that I will get me, Ed, and Julio a ticket, and we'll be able to go to the game. So I'm confident. I don't know where we'll sit. I would love to sit in my same basic area that I currently sit in, but you never know. But tune in next week where you'll see a game day vlog. Hopefully, if we're there, right? You'll see a game day vlog, and you'll see where we sat. And then obviously on Sunday, we'll go into all the details. So thanks everybody for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Thanks everybody.